absolutely beautiful Capricorn friends, and welcome to your horoscope for May of 2021. We're Capricorn this month. We've got Jupiter moving into Pisces, Saturn going into retrograde, Mercury going into retrograde as well. We're going to have an eclipse illuminating the things in your 12th house. So Capricorn, I do have to tell you, it is a month that as I was looking over it, it feels like there is a lot of reality checks and reality check-ins around your spirituality and what that looks like in daily practice for you. So we'll talk about that as we jump in here and see what's going on this month. Right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, we've got Mercury moving home into that energy of Gemini. So lighting up this 6th house space. Mercury is in power in Gemini, like fully powered, got all the word magic available to it. So there could be a lot of conversation, decision making that's happening in your 6th house area. Now the 6th house is about health and wellness, and I also include mental health and wellness in that as well. But the health and wellness of your daily routines, of your employees, of freelance projects that you're working on. I also, in the 6th house, especially because it's a mercurial energy, like to look at existing contracts that are in your life. So I think that's something to pay attention to. And it's more about sorting out the details of those contracts or those agreements that you've got going on. Now, on the 8th, Venus is going to move in to Gemini as well. So it brings a harmony. It brings a diplomacy. It brings something good, something magnetic to this 6th house area. So it's actually a time between Mercury and Venus visiting this area of your chart where if you got to make those appointments, have that elective surgery, whatever it is that you're looking to do in that 6th house, I actually feel like you have a lot of strength to be able to do that or at least get the plans in place. Now, other things though, is that Venus coming into this 6th house area, if you've had troubles with coworkers, you've had trouble with a project or something that got stuck, or you've been trying to get a job, get a project, make an appointment, any of those things, Venus magnetizes this area of the chart for you. So it makes a little bit easier for these things to come to success for you in this area, okay? On the 11th, we're going to have a new moon in the energy of Taurus, and this is going to be at 21 degrees. Now, Taurus lights up your 5th house space. So children, or childlike things, like your most childlike, honest expression, your self-expression, joy, playfulness, romance, desire, all of those things live in this 5th house space, as well as speculation, things that have to do with sports, gambling, anything that you're going to take some kind of risk on, you'll be able to find it in this 5th house space. Now, with this new moon, you're going to plant your seeds of intention to have a fresh look or fresh eyes on this area. And it's all about bringing and refreshing the Tauran qualities here. Remember, Uranus has been in Taurus for quite some time now, so it's shaken up this area for you, Capricorn. I mean, what are the surprising things that have happened for you in the last couple years around children, around your voice, around expression, around people you're even connected to and talking with? What is the curveball that got thrown into that area of your life? Now this new moon also being in a pretty nice connection with Neptune and Pluto, I think makes it so that you can ask for your fresh start or your fresh perspective in this area, but it also helps you develop and transform in order to be and have this area in the ideals that you would like it. So it's actually a really nice moon, I think, to have successful starts or successful beginnings put on it. Now remember, you're going to work with this for the next 4 weeks, but what you plant at the new moon, for good or for ill, will blossom definitely over this next 4 weeks. So be mindful with what you're planting there and make sure it's something you really do want to engage, okay? On the 13th, we've got Jupiter moving into the energy of Pisces. This will light up your 3rd house space. Now, this is just a preview. It's just a quick trip into the energy of Pisces, and then he's going to get out until 2022, okay? So between May and July, I want you to pay attention to your 3rd house area. Jupiter in Pisces is going to spiritualize this area just in general. So the things that you're thinking, the things that you're reading, what you're talking about, different teachers could come into your life or become prominent in your world, and they're coming to teach you principles that are between the worlds, whether that be about specialized populations and groupings of people, or maybe you found your niche in an area that you're working, or it's just spiritual concepts that are coming here. Jupiter in Pisces is going to help this third house area of communications, decision making, teaching, learning, writing, and sharing content information. It's going to spiritualize it. Now, the other thing that I love about Jupiter coming into Pisces is this could be a time where you find that you are buying or selling, especially selling things, and it's like butter. Right? You're just like, how could I not be selling this like 5 months ago? And today they're just selling like hotcakes, So this is definitely that area where you could find people making purchases left and right on things. But whatever happens, I would really encourage you to grab pen and paper, note what's going on in this third house area between May and July, because this is what you will work on as Jupiter goes for that 1-year tour through Pisces at the end of this year through 2022, okay? On the 20th, we see the sun entering into the energy of Gemini. So now we've got Venus, we've got Mercury, we've got the sun living their best lives over here in Gemini. The 6th house is busy. We're having conversation. We're signing deals. We're making decisions about things. We're gathering the details. Maybe you're even networking. Are you networking with medical or health or service professionals in some way in order to get a little something going? But this is certainly the time where the sun bringing that motivation to get this done ensures that it will for sure be impactful and busy in this area. So if you did need to take care of health matters, this would be a great energy for that, okay? On the 23rd, Saturn, your ruling planet, is going to head into retrograde in that energy of Aquarius, so just next door into this 2nd house. Now, I will ask you, Capricorn, look back when Saturn officially went into Aquarius in December 2020, all the way until now. What have you been seeing around your finances or around your values or the way that you make money and what you value today, or big money items or conversations in your life? What have you been shown is maybe not working and you're having to take it a lot more seriously? Tighten that up. Maybe even you've got more money coming into your life and you're having to form some responsibility around that. The Saturn retrograde is going to help you do that. It came into your life, showed you what needs to level up, and now it's going to help you see how to maintain that, how to develop those behaviors, put the structure where it needs to be. Through great discipline comes great freedom, and that's literally the innovation. Because ultimately, in Aquarian energy, you're going to want to be free. You want financial freedom. You want the freedom to know your value, your self-esteem, those kinds of things. So Saturn is going to take this retrograde at 13 degrees of Aquarius, and it will come out of retrograde October 10th at 6 degrees of Aquarius, okay? So make sure you watch those degrees on your chart, okay? On the 26th, we've got this full moon lunar eclipse happening at 5 degrees of Sagittarius. So this is going to light up your 12th house space, just one house behind you. Now, it's a relatively, I think, mild eclipse for you, depending on which placements you have, of course, at the 5 degrees of Sagittarius placement or 5 degrees of Gemini. So I think it's a relatively quiet one, though, because it is in the 12th house. But what it is doing is it's creating a shakeup and a fundamental rearrangement here to truths that you had and you've carried with and you've worked with for a while in your spiritual life, or in things that you've held private, maybe even secrets you've held on to. This could be the eclipse where things are coming out. Your secrets keep you sick, right? So this could be something that is like that. But I ultimately feel like because this eclipse is also square, its ruler Jupiter, this is more about genuinely needing to let go of some old ideas that are not current in your life right now, so that it's like you're carrying too much baggage here. Where do you need to up the spiritual life or have a dramatic rearrangement? Or where have you had this rearrangement and now you're trying to apply it and it feels like it's a little bit harder? But ultimately, this eclipse is asking you to let go of old truths, philosophies, ideas, educational plans, travel plans that don't fit your current reality anymore. I definitely think it'll bring some relationship shakeups to your table for sure. Now, as we close out this month on the 29th, we're going to see Mercury taking that retrograde in Gemini in your 6th house at 24 degrees of Gemini, okay? So as we retrograde, just like with the Saturn, We're going to go back over, review, reinvigorate. How about that word? We're going to review, reunion, reconnect with things in this area. So what have you seen this month in the area of your 6th house? Because now Mercury's going to take you under review to relook at those areas, finalize some decisions, have some people, some contracts, some negotiations, some health issues, walk right back up to your front door because they're looking and ready for that resolution. So use your retrograde wisely, okay? All right, my beautiful Capricorn friends, I hope this finds you well, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye, everyone.